So, Rockstar's new weekly update. I don't think anyone was expecting much in terms of new content added. It's just the legendary animals after all, so they'll surely put out some decent discounts and bonuses because of that, right? Well, apparently we were wrong, and everything is lacking this week in that regard. But there is one exception to this, and it is a good discount for some players, which we will get into in this video. Welcome back to the show, and welcome back to another buyer's guide video where we discuss all the discounts, give tips and tricks to help you make more informed purchases this week, should there be anything you're interested in buying. And for all you new players out there, there's a segment in this video you'll definitely want to listen up for. So if you enjoy this video at any point, or if you just find it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you want to stay up to date with everything Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online, consider hitting that subscribe button with your bell notifications turned on. Jumping right into the good this week, then we'll talk about the bad. As hunting season continues, playing Red Dead Online at any point between October 13th through October the 19th will net you a reward for 5 blending tonics and 50 rounds of Nitro Express ammo to use as you see fit. Hunt or sedate the legendary Ruddy Moose and get a free offhand holster of rank 70 or below. And hunting game on the frontier is no small feat, so make sure you travel with all the equipment necessary. And this week, baits are half off, while all shotguns and elephant rifles are 40% off at the gunsmith across all territories. So the opportunities for free blending tonics and Nitro Express ammo for your elephant rifle, and even a free offhand holster are good because, well, they're free after all, but the real meat here is the 40% off shotguns. And truth be told, I think you'll be happy with any shotgun purchase you make. They're all really good in their own respects, and if you haven't necessarily collected them all yet, this is a good time to pick up the slack on the shotguns that you don't actually own yet. 40% is a pretty steep discount, making even the most expensive shotguns pretty affordable, and definitely more affordable than they've ever been actually. So starting off, my two favorites just as an overall, the ones I use most and the ones that are most enjoyable for me to fire are the pump action shotgun and the double barrel shotgun. Typically in both I run shells instead of using slugs. I'm just that kind of player. I also use painted black so I can give my weapons a bloomless shot and be as accurate as possible, which is also a reason I use shells, because slugs may slow down my aiming when I'm not actually using Deadeye, because I need to wait for the bloom circle to close in to fire, and that also leaves me open to taking damage, and also weapon or screen sway that can cause me to miss shots. Overall, shells to me are just more reliable, but I know there's tons of players out there who only run slugs, and it's really just all about your own playstyle. The pump action is great in free roam in any PvE situation because of its 5 rounds before you need to reload, allowing you to clear groups of enemies at once, especially when they're so tightly clustered together. It has great range and damage at range specifically, so don't worry if you're not up super close on the enemies. You can still be at quite the distance and drop them. And I'd say the pump action is the go-to choice overall here out of all the shotguns, but with that being said, don't sleep on the double barrel either. Using the double barrel is definitely recommended if you're a player who's interested in any type of PvP, whether it's in the free roam against other players or in showdowns. The double barrel shotgun is just a freight train against enemies. When Deadeye cards were changed in February of 2019 to where only painted black canceled bloom, the double barrel painted black combo instantly became one of the metas, and honestly still is. I don't think it'll ever change. Without painted black, you'll definitely want to be up close with this gun, considering there's a high chance you'll miss a shot even with shells because of how tight the pellet spread actually is. But honestly, if you're not a painted black player, go with a different weapon instead. I just want to make sure you're prepared for how you should play with this weapon for the best results. And even in free roam, this thing is still a machine, but the problem is you only have 2 shots before you have to reload, and the reload is quick enough for most situations, but if you're taking down a legendary bounty, for example, you're just going to want more than 2 shots before you reload just in case, because there's no worse feeling than being near death, being low on health, needing an extra bullet to fire and not actually having it, so you die and possibly fail the mission. So those are my top 2 choices, but the semi-auto shotgun and repeating shotgun are also fantastic in this game as well. Personally, I would say the semi-auto shotgun should be used against legendary animals, especially with damage cards like Winning Streak, Peak Condition, and even the short game, because it has such a fast fire rate and high damage, while you use the repeating shotgun for actual NPC enemies encounters. Of course, you don't have to use it in those situations, but those are just my thoughts. The semi-auto against enemies just doesn't seem to get the job done for me. When using the semi-auto, I'll get lots of hit markers on enemies when a pump action or repeating shotgun would easily get the kill at that range and in that situation. I guess what I'm trying to say here is that it's just a little inconsistent on its damage range and also its bloom accuracy, but like I said, for legendary animals where where there's really no consequence for what weapon you use besides the explosive and fire related weapon and ammunitions, the semi-auto really shines against legendary animals. Now we also have this discount applied to the elephant rifle as well. We've discussed this weapon on the channel and did a review on it a few months ago in a separate dedicated video, but the final thoughts on it basically, so you don't have to go back and watch it, were basically that this is a novelty weapon, and unfortunately I feel like Rockstar really missed the opportunity here to position it as a unique unlockable in that regard, because it's said and stated in the stats to have incredibly high damage, and while that holds true against enemies, it's not practical to use against them. It has too slow of a rate of fire with a noticeable amount of recoil and bloom, and you can't crouch using this weapon and fire because otherwise you'll just get knocked over on the ground. And it's funny to do that, but it's also not a good idea to do in the middle of a gunfight against enemy players or just NPC enemies. And lastly, it does take a second to reload. It's just like the double barrel in that regard, but it's just way less accurate while moving, way too strong, and it just won't be a weapon you want to use in a gunfight. That's because it's meant to use against animals, right? I mean, it's an elephant rifle, so obviously. Well, Rockstar messed that part up too. For large animals, you know, the ones that it's meant to kill easily, it destroys their pelt quality and also isn't even that much stronger than a normal rifle or shotgun, and even against legendary animals, I still find myself killing animals quicker with other rifles or shotguns. Sure, it will take a few less shots with an elephant gun, but all the time spent lining up the shot and waiting for the bloom circle to close in just to be accurate makes it a really obnoxious weapon to use, so it's really just a collectible to have and use for fun. It's not going to make or break your Red Dead Online cowboy experience if you choose to buy it or choose to not buy it. So that's the good. And now, what I don't think any player wants is the 50% discount on baits. Like we touched on in the Tuesday update video, I was saying, oh man, people are gonna have a field day about this discount because it's just so pathetic. It should have just been free bait, like we had free cans of beans at one point, which was a troll, and also free gun oil in the past. But no, you're only worthy of a 50% discount on these baits. And let me just tell you, the person who needs a discount on baits for fishing probably needs a fishing rod, and that's not on the discount this week. So great, now a new player can buy all the bait that they want and save money on it, but they still don't have enough to buy a fishing rod to actually fish. It's all backwards, I'm telling you. Troll move, Rockstar. You got us good. What isn't a troll move is the free items this week though. As well, with each Tuesday update, we need to discuss our free loot because who doesn't like free stuff? I guess you can technically say it isn't free because you need to have the Outlaw Pass, but at this point in time, I think most people who have been playing since the Naturalist update at the end of July most likely are owners of Outlaw Pass 3, and if you aren't, just buy it, you make your 40 gold back, and if you've been playing this entire time, you'll probably get it all back instantly because you're most likely level 80 already, so might as well. Now, if you are an Outlaw Pass owner, you can expect to get some free rewards along the lines of 10 special health cures, 5 pieces of lost jewelry, 200 rounds of sedative ammo this week, while those who made it past rank 50 will also receive a select colorway version of the Griffith chaps and the Caffin's hat. With all that said, that is where we're going to wrap up this buyer's guide video for this week's update. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video, and if you did, hopefully I earned your like on it. And of course, if you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Red Dead Online, Red Dead Redemption 2, and even Rockstar games as a whole. We'll be sure to keep you guys up to date with updates, news, information, tips, tricks, and even leaks, and we'll keep you guys updated here on the channel daily, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected with me outside of YouTube. I practically live on all 3 of those websites, and you can feel free to strike up a conversation and even ask me a question. But whatever it may be, you can follow me at Hazardous HDTV, and all of my social media links, including my Discord, can be found in the description down below. That being said, thank you all so much for watching, guys. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next Red Dead Online video. Adios, amigos.